Hello, Fifth Poo Guru here. It's July 15th, 2020, and I haven't really been doing much in the garden lately. Been helping some neighbors do some things. I've got a close-up right here of the front area of the house. There's two beds, one on the left and right of the stairs there. And I've got sunflowers, marigolds, and nasturtiums, and back under on the right side behind the stairs there's some other kind of plant. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but it's growing well right there for now. And yeah, you can tell that these are probably 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe the tallest sunflower might be 7 feet tall. So, and these were the first sunflowers that we planted. Zoom out a little bit. I'm going to pan over to what is now the greenhouse on the left, and the current garden. I'm going to go get closer pictures, but I just want to do a further out view. That trellis right there is every bit of 7.5 feet tall. And if you look real close right over the top of the trailer tires, let me zoom on in and then tilt up just a little bit. That is the tops of at least 4 sunflowers. Now these were planted several weeks after the other ones. They're way bigger. It's the difference in soil for sure. I've fertilized them pretty much the same, so. Alright, we'll zoom back out. Woo-woo. In, out, in, out, in, out. And I'm going to go get set up in another location and then continue the video from there. Alright, you bunch of yahoos, we're back. Right here in the foreground we have a rose bush that has been here probably longer than both of us have been living here, but that's besides the point. I've been pruning it a little bit and whatnot, and you can tell that it's got roses on it. See little buds there. Yeah. Silly tripods being finicky on me. There we go. Alright, you can see some up on the top left, top middle, kind of dead center now. That's as far as I can zoom in on it, which is fine. So, a bunch of little buds there. You can see all the real purple looking new growth of the rose itself. And then you can kind of see my rusted ass, I don't know, storage locker of a sort. I've got yard tools in it. Anyway, we're back out of there. And we have a mimosa tree right here that when it gets bigger and starts producing flowers, hummingbirds should be attracted to it. We've already got a couple hummingbird feeders, so they already come around and like those. And there's my bubbles. Got a bunch of wood scattered out there. I'm going to try to build, just recycle this timber and use it for as long as I can to relocate these bubbles and use them for cold frames and such. Maybe seed starters, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do it just yet. I'll get around to it. Once I figure it out, I suppose it'll work. hopefully. And right here along the fence, if you see the little white things sticking up, those are markers for morning glories. Let's go get a close-up on those. Alright, so here's the morning glory. At least one of them. It's already starting to climb the fence. So the soil is pretty good here, so I guess they're going to like it. Turn you and show you on up the fence a little bit here. They've got a lot of room to grow. And then we've got these guys right here. These are where I pulled the other ones from. It's some kind of root plant. I'm not exactly sure what. If anybody knows and can help me out, let me know. Turmeric is similar to it, but I don't think that's what it is. I don't know, man. Bug just flying past the lens there. Anyway, on with the tour. Alright, so right here is what I call Leaf Alley. This is where during the fall and early winter time I take all the leaves inside the fenced in area and run them down the hill here up to the fence line and then chuck them over. And then I just kind of pile them up. And last year, I don't know, I just kind of left them there. But this year, I think what I'm going to do is take my my leaf baler that I made, and I'm going to bale them up and make them a lot more manageable, because it was a lot of work trying to move all those leaves in the trailer and with the lawnmower, and I was afraid I was going to get the lawnmower stuck and have to pull it out with this stinking truck or the tractor, and I was like, oh, I ain't got no room to be pulling stuff out, and I was like, well, anyway, so I'll figure that out. But yeah, this is where that kind of happens. That's where I get most of my composting materials. I guess people would call it brown composting material and not the greens, which, if I'm not bad mistaken, I believe it's a 2-to-1 ratio green to brown respectively there. So as far as that goes, and then I mean there's various other things that go into composting. I mean, just as always, do your research, ask somebody that knows. Anyway, moving on. My 2 bathtubs here with a bunch of just stuff in it that is composting away and breaking down, and it's just a lot of bigger materials that once I get the big wood chipper hopefully working soon when that new part comes in, I can put some of these funky bigger logs in and just break them on down, because I don't want to put them in my other chipper because it just doesn't want to handle weird shape stuff. It likes straight green kind of thin stuff. I don't know. Anyway, got me a scaffold here full of ladders, and then my sifters, and then wood, and then let's adjust a little bit, and let's look at the greenhouse for a minute. Alright, so you see the bubbles. Let me see if I can adjust that angle some. There we go. Take some of that brighten side of it, I suppose. Whoop, back out there. So the greenhouse is full. It's full of all kinds of stuff. I'll give you a quick tour through, but yeah, the initial wood frame, I've got plastic on it, and I've got glass on the top roof there. And then the 2, I guess you'd call them kind of side wings. I got these for free from a neighbor down the road. I dismantled it, and it sat in the yard for a while, and it took a while to get everything going. But once that thing started coming together, that was it, man. It was on like Donkey Kong. But yeah, I've been able to reuse a lot of materials that people have given me. I mean, the 2x4s I bought, the plastic I bought, but 100% of the glass, 100% of the plexiglass, and, you know, a few other building materials as far as that goes has been free. The only thing I've got invested in it is maybe like screws and time and labor. And then off to the left, you kind of see a little smaller structure attached to it. That was the initial greenhouse that I had gotten for free from a customer that I did some plumbing repairs for. And so, anywho, let's go inside and talk about that for a little bit. Alright, so first off, it is hot inside here. I do have a thermometer, but it's on the other side of the wall, and we'll get to it pretty quick. But anyway, this is the little structure. I don't know, you can see the little pipes it's made out of, real thin. It's roughly the same diameter as 1/2-inch copper piping, US. I don't know what metric is, don't care. So right here in front of me is, let me get myself situated here so I can operate this silly thing, is what I'm going to call my nursery for right now. And when winter comes along, it's going to be something more along the lines of cold frame area. So I'm going to try to grow some winter crops in here, but I've got to get the area there's two areas, one directly in front and one off to the right, where I've got some mulch started that I'm trying to get composted down so I can get some relatively decent soil in here to grow some winter greens of a sort. It's getting there, but right now I've got right dead in front of you in the plant pots right there, I've got cilantro on the right, a big pot of something I don't know exactly. It was supposed to be catnip on the left. And then the white one, that's ginger, that another gardener neighbor down the road gave me. And then the little green one that's barely poking up to the right of it. Let me zoom in a little bit. I'm sorry, to the left of the white pot. That is an avocado, and then you see the spriggly looking things, that's an onion. And then we've got a couple different pepper plants right there that I'm going to try to put out soon. I'll get you a closer look here in a second. Yeah, the light's probably terrible, but you know what? I'm doing this in the middle of the day. It's just an update. You guys can look up what this stuff really looks like. It'll be alright. Moving on. Fan, glorious fan. Alright, let me back up. Get away from that fan. Alright, so let's see. This one, and this one is a cucumber. And then that one, and that one is a honeydew melon. Planted these about 2.5, 3 weeks ago. Let's see, what's the date on these things? 6/15/20. Alright, exactly a month ago. So, yeah, digga. I'm not seeing flowers just yet, but I mean, there's already offshoots coming off of them. So, yeah, these guys are kicking ass. All right, so this is storage here. Whole bunch of shit that I need to go through and, you know, do something with. I know, light's terrible, whatever. And then back over here to the cucumbers and honeydew melons, and then the other storage. I've got a little shelf over here above my My table that I work at on occasion hadn't got water hooked up yet, but it's coming. I'm a plumber. You know it. It's going to be out here. I'll probably end up having a toilet of some sort too. Probably a composting toilet. How about that shit? Anyway, more storage. I know it's difficult to see, but I've got strings where all those hanging baskets are. You can kind of see them over here. Looks kind of like a spider web of stuff. Try not to blind the sun, you know. This is my hanging basket area. All these vines right here, I'm going to send them all up into these strings right here. I'm going to move them hanging baskets. Wish I had enough viable soil to plant more stuff in, but oh well, shit happens. Anyway, yeah, I hopefully in a couple more weeks the plants will be big enough they'll be starting to sprawl out across this little grate, which is actually like a bed frame of a sort. I just hung it up there with, you know, some scrap wood that I had, and then ran strings all over the damn place. Anyway, there's a raised bed. There's my garden. Yeah, the blue tarp. Another raised bed that hopefully this time next year it should have viable soil in it. I don't know if I have anything planted in it or not, but we'll see what happens. You can see that the pumpkins are just overflowing out of the garden itself. They're definitely going to get their own bed next year. Sunflowers poking out the top. Alright, I'm going to get over here in some shade. No difference. There's a nasturtium, bunch of flowers on it, and tomatoes, marigolds. Got some carrots right there. Got a basil plant right there. Marigold, whole bunch of peppers, eggplant, another nasturtium, watermelon. Look at that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I wear like an extra large glove. I don't claim to have large hand by no means, but that's I'd say that's probably about a 7-6 pound bowling ball. One there, one there. I don't know that one got fertilized, but that's okay. Jesus. Another pumpkin taking over. Let's go back around this way. Okra, cantaloupes, cantaloupe, whatever you want to call it. The other side of the pumpkin, yeah, this one's got 2 vines coming off. Marigolds, cucumbers for days. Holy crap, cucumbers. And then walk the plank. There's me another watermelon. Got hung up on something. A cucumber. There's a whole bunch of them. One there. Should we? Alright, these big old tall sunflowers. Lord mercy, look here. Look, that one over there. I do believe that one over there is starting to flower. What? Check it out. That's cool. Alright. Let's see. Get myself situated here, sorry. What is this one? This one looks like a squash. Zucchini, squash, zucchini, squash, zucchini. There's another pumpkin. He's going out the other side there. And I've got some kind of corn. I can't remember what it is. Silver Queen, maybe? I don't know. And you got black eyed pea vines coming out. They're starting to flower at some point. I've seen some flowers on it. And you got another watermelon here. This bad boy. He's coming right along, ain't he? Probably about a 3-pound, 4-pound bowling ball. Got some more sunflowers right here. Just because we like sunflowers, and they're pretty freaking cool. Pumpkin. Got some more cantaloupes right here. Look, marigolds have got flowers. Cucumber's got a ridiculous amount of flowers. One of these pumpkins, yeah, it started out looking like this guy a little bit. Now get in there so I can show you just how big this guy is. You see, I don't know. That's a good pound worth of pumpkin right there. I'll let it go. It's going to be nice. I'm pretty sure there's one on the other side somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, cantaloupe, cucumbers, that's the okras, cantaloupes. Back around to the peppers and eggplants and tomatoes. Which, by the way, I do have tomatoes coming. Looky, looky. I've got tomatoes. Ha 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 ha. My video skills will get better, y'all, eventually. In, I don't know, 50 years? Who cares? I don't. Doesn't matter. Alright. This here is a tiller I bought for 50 bucks. I'm going to do a little work on it, and hopefully this thing will be put to good use soon. Got my deer fence up. Hadn't seen any deer in there, so as of right now, it's at a 100% effectiveness rate. Let's see here. What else we got going on? Got me a little tent and a table set up out there, so if I start getting overrun with stuff, I don't have anywhere to go with it. It's out there to try to sell it. Something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Whole lot of grass out here. Not much going on in the backyard, so we won't go back there. It's just mostly trees where the animals, cats and dogs, kind of hang out at, you know. We've got 2 cats and a dog right now. Nothing special. Yeah, you can see. Nothing special. Just typical backyard. Alright everybody, that's the end of the tour. Food Guru signing off.